This is Kyle Juszczyk, and you're listening to Nothing But Niners.
This is Charles Haley. You're listening to Nothing But Niners.
So now they've got to start from deep in their end of the field, and Garrison Hurst takes advantage of it. He takes the handoff, sweeps to his right, gets to the 20. He's in the 30, needs to cut in. He comes back up the right sideline, breaks the third tackle, comes down to the 30. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! 96-yard run from scrimmage. Garrison Hurst breaking tackle after tackle, sweeps down the sideline. Throws off bodies like clothes after a marathon.
Young, back to throw. In trouble, he's going to be sacked. No, gets away. He runs, gets away again, goes to the 40, gets away again, to the 35, cuts back at the 30, to the 20, the 50, the 10. He died. Touchdown, 49ers.
Third down, Alex takes the snap. Alex looking down in post, and it's good. Touchdown! Touchdown, 49ers!
It is second down. Ryan takes the snap, throws the slant to the left side. It's Russell intercepted. The 49ers pick it, and Navarro Bowman is redemption. Navarro Bowman running it all the way for the touchdown. No greater redemption.
San Francisco 49ers, we can do whatever we want.
Today's show is brought to you by our partners over at prizepicks.com. That is prizepicks.com. All right. If you guys have never been there before, this is good. I got something special for you. All right. Go over there to prizepicks.com, sign up, put in your email. It's going to ask you for a promo code. Plug in NB9ERS, like NB9ers. You see it right behind me. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Promo code NB9ERS. You want to bet $10, they're going to match your $10. You're getting free money, you guys. You want to bet $50, they're going to match your $50. You want to put in and deposit $100, guess what they're going to do? They're going to match $100. You guys are getting free money here. And then you get to go have a lot of fun. The sign up is easy as you could possibly think of. I'm not kidding, guys. All you need is an email address, and all you need is to put in your password, and then boom, put in the promo code. Zach, let's show people how easy it is, all right? Zach is my Vanna White tonight, okay? He's going to do-do-do-do-do. All right, so we're going to go here. You guys can see it. Boom, promo code, continue. He's going to put in his full name. I'm going to take that down because I don't want you guys to see all his personal information over there, all right? And then as soon as he's done, we're going to put in the card number. We're going to show you guys just how easy it is. And then we're going to do a little something with the 49ers and Bears game, all right? I think we know this team pretty well. Let's just see exactly how well we know this team, all right? Heading into tonight and looking at what we got going on. Anything that's for George Kittle right now, I'm taking the under, guys. I'm taking under because George Kittle might not even play. So if he's listed over there, I got to take the under, right? I think, Zach, that's the smart thing to do at this point, right?
Gotta be.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, all right. So we're going to show you guys just how simple, how easy this is. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, all right?
All right, I'm all ready to go.
All right, here we go. So, guys, we are on full screen now. Again, guys, this is our partners over here at prizepicks.com. Again, prizepicks.com. All you got to do is use the promo code NB9ERS. You don't want to put in the promo code. You don't like that kind of stuff. That's fine. We have a direct link for you here. bit.ly/nothingbutniners. All the way through. You just want to type something one time. It'll automatically insert the promo code for you. Okay? Click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? It's your guy, Mike, from the Nothing But Niners channel, man. Guys, I am excited. I'm anxious. We got a lot of stuff we've been working on over here today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody in the chat already. You guys are the best. I'm waiting for my man Tony to jump in here. We're going to break this thing down. The Niners are in enemy territory, all right? We've traveled out to the Midwest, and we are ready to take on the Broncos. Now, here's some interesting numbers here from someone named Scott. Scott dropped this in the chat before we even started the show, and I thought this was interesting, worthy of absolutely sharing with you guys, all right? It says, low confidence, high hopes. San Francisco rarely wins regular season middle country games. 1-4 the last 5 in Denver. 0-6 the last 6 times in Minnesota. 0-5 the last 5 times in Kansas City. 1-7 the last 8 times in Green Bay. 3-6 the last 9 times in Chicago. And then he says Wilson is 16-4 against San Francisco. Guys, the stats don't quite work out in our favor, right? But that's not the same thing that's happening right now, right? Sometimes stats are just stats, right? They tell you what happened at the end, not what's going to happen. So we got to sit here and try to bank on this, right? The Niners, think about this for a second, right? We had won, 7 straight games against the Rams, and then they beat us, right? So the stats said the Niners play the Rams, the Niners win. Wrong. That's not how it played out. So this time we got to take all these numbers, keep them in the back of our minds, but we got to throw them away. We have to throw them away. All right. Now we are here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're definitely getting that dub tonight, guys. I think we're getting that dub tonight. That's right, guys. You guys got 2 mics. You see the hookah in the background. All right. Now let's go ahead and start with some of the inactive list. That's where I'm going to start today. So let's do this first. Boom, here it is. All right. So we knew about Kemoko Turay being inactive. We thought that, we knew it was like a personal thing, something going on in his personal life. The team excused him from being active and present for today's game, but we don't know exactly what that is. We don't need to know. I think that players are entitled to their own business. My thoughts and prayers are going to be with him and his family. Hopefully everything is all right. Okay. I was looking at Twitter before the game, and I saw that Armstead was out on the field working up without a limp. And then they said, you know what? Armstead's inactive. So let me read down this list of 49ers inactives really quick, and then we'll go over the Broncos inactives, and then we'll come back and talk about how we think this all plays out, okay? So first is defensive lineman Eric Armstead, offensive lineman Daniel Brunskill, running back Tyrion Davis-Price, tight end Tyler Croft, defensive lineman, I don't know what the K stands for, Kemoko Turay. Those numbers are next to each other. I mean, those letters are next to each other on the keyboard. I'm going to assume that was a typing error. Kemoko Turay and offensive lineman Nick Zakel. All right. So those are the 49ers inactives for today. The Broncos, not the Bronos, the Broncos. Their inactives are wide receiver Tyree Cleveland, outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper, cornerback Darius Phillips, defensive back Delaren Turner-Yell, tackle Billy Turner, wide receiver Jalen Virgil, and defensive end Iyimo Uzuri. Okay, him. Y'all see it down there. Sorry, no disrespect. I'd rather not even try to say it if I'm going to say it wrong, so I apologize about that. All right, so guys, we know that Marlon Mack was elevated to the 49ers 53. He is not on the inactive list, so Marlon Mack will actually be playing for the Niners today. It looks like Jeff Wilson Jr. will be the number 1 guy. The interesting thing that I'm going to ask Tony about whenever he gets in here is going to be who do we think the number 2 guy is going to be? Is it going to be Mack as the number 2 guy, or will it be Mason? And that's going to be really interesting. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat. All right. He said he likes that hookah setup. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All I need is 1 mic. What's wrong with 2 mics, Niner gang? Huh? That was well written. I like that. All right. Let me get this off of the screen here. So I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen to or catch the interview that we did with Ben Albright, but he came on here and dropped a lot of knowledge. All right. He was telling us basically that the Broncos don't have problems moving the ball. They've only had problems in the red zone. And if they can tighten that up, they'll be okay. They can actually go toe-to-toe with pretty much anybody in the NFL. Despite them only scoring 16 points in their first 2 outings in each game, they've actually been in scoring position 5 more times than that. And that's a lot. That is a lot of times to be in scoring position without them actually doing it. I see people saying Mason should be the guy. I kind of like that. I like that take as well. I would go with Mason as well. All right. Facebook user over in the UK. What's going on? Good to see you over there. Kev in the building. What's going on? I see y'all out there in the chat, man. They said the Broncos haven't faced an elite defense. So that's a really good point, right? The Niners are coming out here, but I think Eric Armstead being missing is going to make a difference for this 49ers defensive line. I could be wrong, but I do think that it's going to make a big difference. No Kemoko Turay. Now he had just got bumped up from the practice squad, so it's not like he He was a major part of the game plan, but still a part nonetheless. The Niners are going to rely heavily on some of that depth now, guys. Now we're going to have to see a lot of guys playing in and out of their natural positions. We know that the 49ers like diversity. They like people who can play in multiple positions. So I'm imagining we're going to see a lot of Kinlaw. I'm imagining we're going to see Omenihu getting out there and playing a lot as well. Oh, I'm getting some messages here. Sorry. Forgive me. Oh man, these guys are funny. Sorry, these guys are funny. All right, the group chats are going crazy right now. I guess games are wrapping up and everything. Tommy Huxley says we're going to lose without Armstead. Yeah, Callie saying Omenihu, Givens, Ridgeway, Hyder will step up. Well, they don't have much of a choice, right? Those guys actually they have to come in here and play a larger role. Those guys have to come in and do something a little bit more than what they've typically been asked to do. And the question is, can they do it, and can they fill in those roles well? You know, the Broncos are going to be a team that they're going to run the ball. They're going to try to run the ball a lot on us. They're going to try to take the Niners game plan, clock control, and things like that. And we'll have to see how it plays out. That's all I can really say at this point. We have to see how it plays out. Let me get this link here. Sorry, guys, bear with me for a second. Okay. All right. So I'm looking up on Twitter here some other 49ers news that's happening right now. And yeah. Jerry Jeudy is active for tonight's game. Let's go back and look at their list here. Let's look at their list and see what all is going on. Whoop. I see the second me froze, and that is not a good look on my face either. So let's not sure if you guys can hear me now. If you guys can hear me yet, give me a thumbs up in the room here. Sorry about that, guys. Not quite sure what the hiccup is on my end. I do apologize about that. We are experiencing some technical difficulties. All right, so they got the audio. Mic check, mic check. All right, we got the microphone, camera. All right, lights, camera, action. All right, I think I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, we're back, man. I am not getting no damn Apple computer, Jamie. I see the comments in here. It's never happening, all right? Never happening. We good. All right, so we thought that Patrick Surtain was going to be out. The Niners were going to have a chance in that secondary to kind of make some differences here, right? We thought that Jerry Jeudy was going to be out and that we were going to be able to take advantage of some mismatches and making him rely on just one guy in particular. But we are also out on that right now, okay? So it's interesting, man. I think that the Niners are going to have to try to not so much change up their game plan, right? They never were officially ruled out. They should have never been banking on those guys being absent in the first place. I think that D'Amico Ryans is too smart for something like that. So we're going to have to do a couple of things here. Contain Russell Wilson, keep him behind the line of scrimmage. I don't think Russell Wilson is looking to run as much as he used to, guys. I think those days are kind of behind him. He's still going to be able to move around. But think back to the audio that we had from Eric Davis when he was over in Seattle during their training camp. He kept talking about how the Seattle Seahawks players were saying, we can't believe you guys let us get the outside. We can't believe that you guys let us get the outside on you all the time because Russell Wilson can't see in the middle. So you take away the outside, force him to throw across the middle, and maybe we can get some mistakes. You have the guys back there like Talanoa Hufanga swarming around, right? Gibson out there flying around. I'm really, really excited to see what these guys bring to the table. We're going to have Tony jumping in here in just a few more minutes, so you guys bear with me, please. I am going to get Tony back in here. He just sent me a message. That alert was not him. I've been actually kicking some ass in fantasy today, so I'm excited about even fantasy football for a change, right? But yeah, so Javi, what's going on? I see you out there, Javier. All right. Calling it now, pick six by Ward and Hufanga. 2 pick sixes in one game? Bro, if that happens, I'm buying you a jersey. It don't even have to be those two people. If we get 2 pick sixes, if the defense gets 2 scores, Niner gang 408, if the defense gets 2 scores, I'll even let a safety count as one. If the defense gets 2 scores, I will buy you a jersey of your choice. I'm a man of my word. Anybody who's ever won anything from us can attest to that. We'll let you know. All right. I'm a man of my word, but I don't see that happening. I meant 1 each. No, I get it. You meant 1 by Ward and 1 by Hufanga, 2 in total. And I'm saying if the defense, anybody on the defense, if we get 2 scores, a safety and a touchdown, 2 safeties, I'm on you. I got it, bro. I will get you a jersey. All right. That's my word. Now, I don't want to dive into this too deep until Tony gets here because I don't like to do the repeat of the conversation thing, you know? But I don't know if I'm going to have much else of a choice, you know? I don't want to keep waiting either because you guys are sitting here watching. How's everybody doing in fantasy? Hope you guys are doing well. All right. You guys are doing well. I got to get some stuff out to my guys. Our partners are starting to ship all their stuff now. The gold bars coming in and the prize picks and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys are over there on prizepicks.com. We won some money last week. It was actually pretty good. Mike, what jersey are you getting next? You know, it's funny. I kind of been into like the custom jersey thing. If I had to buy another jersey, actually, I have some coming in. Jimmy Ward is probably one because he changed his number. Jimmy Ward would probably be one that I have to get because I really like Jimmy Ward. I don't know if there's another player that I don't have that I would want to go out and get right now that's on the Niners. So I can't think of one off the top of my head, but we'll see what happens. What are you drinking on tonight, Mike? Michael Payne, thank you for the question. So right now I just got a little bit of seltzer water. No promo, some cranberry lime seltzer water. No sugars, no carbs. It's good for you. Makes you burp though. Later on, I'll probably be doing Red Bull and vodka because it's going to be late here. We got to bring you guys an overreaction show and things like that tonight. We are going down, man. It is happening today, right? So it's pretty cool. And raise your hand in the chat if you picked the Dolphins to win today. I know I did. I know I did. I see you over there, Walter. I see your comment. I picked them to win today. All right. Martin Stewart says, what's your prediction for tonight? I think it's going to be a close game. I think the winner is going to win the game by a field goal or less. It can go either way. The Niners are going to have their hands full. I think that Denver is anxious to show that they are better than 16 points a game. But our defense is for real also. That's the thing. Our defense is for real, and that's going to keep us in this game. I'm going to go with 24-22, and I'll say the Niners. I'm going to say Niners. It's different than what I said last time, but I'm going to say 24-22 for the Niners. All right. You guys type your predictions in the chat. And if you guys haven't done so already, head on over to 49ers Hive, right? Those guys do this thing where if you can predict the score accurately before the game, and don't try to be slick and put 21-17, put who you think is winning, right? But if you type it in their comments there, 24-17 Broncos or 24-17 Niners, and you get it right, they send you apparel for free just for predicting the score the right way. So head on over there to their game preview show, 49ers Hive, and look and just type it over there in the comments, okay? Callie says, Mike, what flavor are the wings tonight? Good question, my man. I am doing a combination of barbecue and buffalo sauce. So it's like a sweet, spicy flavor that I like. And some places make a sweet, spicy sauce. It's very, very different than buffalo sauce and barbecue sauce mixed together. I don't know why, but it is. It is. All right. Man. So the wings are already here. That is good to go. All right. We got Terrell Cox in the building. What's going on, TC? I see you over there. All right. I don't know how much longer. Let me see what's happening here. Cracking these boys. Cracking their head tops. Do you guys have Andrews in your lineup today? Huh? I know I did. All right. So Niners on the offense. All right. I'm just going to do offense. Then I'm going to do defense. Then I'm going to do special teams. All right. And then we'll get ready to wrap this thing up. I got to make sure we got everything working on the other page for the Patreon guys. Make sure you guys head on over to Patreon. I know this game is on prime time. You guys don't need to see us. You guys don't need us to watch the game tonight, right? But the cool thing is hanging out in a room full of people and discussing the game together. Huh? Hello? Mom? What are you doing?
Where are you?
I'm right behind the curtain you just slapped.
Well, how do I get in there?
Are you all right over there, bro?
This is what I.
Bro, you got a T-Rex in there or something? What is going on? Oh, you leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Good night. Love you.
Hi, guys.
That's my mommy. Let's go, Aunt. I see you, baby. I see you, Aunt. What's the matter? It don't have to go all the way down. Just lower than the chair. Yep. I can't hear you guys. You guys were on mute, buddy. I can't hear you.
That's my friend Jesse.
That's my friend Jesse.
Oh, okay. Your friend Jesse. Okay.
Everyone's over. Jesse, her sister, her brother Ryan, Julia. Aunt, watch the ceiling.
Holy shit. All right. So listen, Tony, man, I'm going to go over the inactives real quick. We'll start breaking down the offense and defense and how we think the Niners are going to do. I'll pop it back up here. Okay. The Niners inactives are Armstead, Brunskill, Davis Price, Croft, Teray, and Zakel, while the Broncos inactives are Cleveland, Cooper, Phillips, Turner Yell, Turner again, Virgil, and Wazurike or Uwazurike or Uwazurike. I think that's it. I'm going to go with that one. Final answer. Urizike. Was your right? Okay. I don't know. Anyway, Judy is there. Surtain is there. We're without Armstead. That was probably the biggest shock on the list. How do you think this affects the game, and what do you think is going to be the the happening from all of this?
Well, as far as Judy, I think he's one hit away from getting knocked out of the game. He's got ribs and sternum issue. I'm surprised he's playing. But as far as us, I mean, Armstead, you kind of saw the handwriting on the wall when you saw he didn't participate all week, and then they activated Spence off the practice squad. So that kind of says a lot. Shh, Jess. What the? Yo, am I seeing things? So, yeah, as far as that, and as far as the Broncos, I'm not too sure. And I know we had Benjamin Albright on the other day, and he mentioned a couple of names, but I don't recognize them on there. So that's just about it. On a bright note, Mack is up, and Coleman was not activated from the practice squad to be brought up. So it's going to be Wilson, Mack, and Mason.
With Coleman not being brought up, that's a really good sign for Mason, right? That means the team, he showed something in this game, and I mean in practice this week, and I think it's probably about pass protection. I think that's what he showed. Because you bring in a veteran like Mack for the pass pro. You bring in a veteran like Coleman for the pass pro, right? So you got Jeff Wilson Jr., he can do it as well. But if Wilson were to get hurt, you're not going to have just Mack out there and then a rookie who can't do it. He had to have taken some steps in practice to show, hey, I deserve to be active today. So what do you think maybe happened out there? And Breezy is out at the game, KJ. I see you asking why we aren't with him. Breezy's at the game. So he's out there enjoying it. We got a different set of games that we're all going to. So, go ahead, Tony.
I mean, as far as the Coleman thing, I think they do have confidence in Mason, and it comes down to special teams value, right? We talked about this in week 1, why TDP wasn't activated and Mason was. It's because he offers the special teams value. I got to be honest with you, I was really shocked that Coleman was not activated. They worked him out twice. This is Kyle's guy. He brought him over when he was a free agent. You know how Kyle is with people that he knows. So, I mean, I think it's a big bright spot for Mason because maybe he gets some carries today, and I'm really excited to see what kind of role Mack has.
Hey, don't listen. He's loud, but it's not like overpowering you. So you can talk. Like he's actually okay. Just so you know, like he's not. If it was drowning you out or whatever, it would be different. I mean, look, people know we got kids. We're about to be on this thing for the next 4 hours straight. So it's okay to go ahead and let the kids go out there and play around and everything. You're good. So go ahead. I cut you off, but you can go ahead and finish what you were saying.
No, yeah, I pretty much hit it all. I want to see what Mack does tonight. That's what I'm really going to focus on. Is he going to take the third down role? Is he going to get carries early in the game? Kyle with the hot hand. If he starts breaking runs, does he supersede Jeff Wilson in the order? So it's going to be interesting to see how this transpires going forward in this game.
Something else that stood out to me also, I'm looking at the Broncos depth chart, and Billy Turner is their starting right tackle. He's out. Now, all week long, I'm not going to just say all week, all offseason, I've been saying I wish the Niners would keep Bosa over the left tackle. Do you do that in this game, or do you continue to switch him back and forth? I would think, in my opinion, you put our rookie Drake Jackson on their backup tackle, because it's his strength versus their weaker guy, and put Bosa over the left tackle and kind of like try to do it evenly. Or you can have one dominant way, but Russell Wilson will roll to his left. You know what I'm saying? He'll roll to the left. He likes to roll to the right more. He likes to run to the right and make throws, but he'll try rolling to the left. Or would you put Bosa on the right tackle, push Russell Wilson to his left where he throws worse? Again, more information that we got from Eric Davis on that. So what do you think?
I mean, that's possible. Try to make Russell uncomfortable. That's the whole objective, right? But I do think Nick has free reign to do whatever the hell he wants and where he aligns. And I think he's going to continue to do that. He's going to find the matchup that's favorable in the formation. Whether it's an open formation to that side, he'll probably align to that side to avoid a chip. So I think he's just going to be bouncing back and forth, pretty much dictating on the alignment to avoid a chip, to avoid, stuff like that, so he can align wide and get upfield.
Very good. Don't be mean to my man over there. All right, let's talk about the 49ers offense, man. What are some keys to victory on the offensive side of the ball? What needs to happen? And don't don't give me the no turnover. The Niners are going to have a turnover today. I think that's going to happen. We're going up against a good defense. Now, if we leave this game without any turnovers, I would be surprised. But give me 2 keys that the Niners have to do on the offensive side of the ball for this to be a good game.
One key, number one, I think they're going to have to run it 30 to 35 times, right? Everyone's fearing of Russell Wilson. Can they stop him? Russell's got the winning record versus us. Well, the best way to stop him is you control the line of scrimmage, you control the time clock, and you possess the ball and you run the ball and you move the ball down the field. Now, what I'm looking for is I want to see the run game, and I also want to see a balanced offensive attack. I don't want to see an unbalanced attack where it's more pass or it's more run. I want to see that 50-50 split or as close to possible, like we kind of saw with the yardage in the previous game. I think it was 190-something to 189 or something. It's very close, so that's what I'm kind of looking for. And just another thing, no rain in the forecast. Finally, no rain. Maybe he throws it a little bit. We'll see we'll see what's going to happen. But the number one thing is I want to see them run the ball, and then the second thing, I just want them to see. I want to see the offensive line continue to progress and gel and control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, what's pretty cool is the Broncos are giving up 4.2 yards a carry. That's why I popped those stats up there as you were talking. They're giving up 4.2 yards a carry on the ground. And they played the Seahawks, who don't run the ball very well, right? They played the Seahawks. And then what was the other game the Broncos played week 1?
That was Seattle.
Right. So they played them, and then who was it week 2? Here's the schedule right here. Yeah. It was the Texans. So we saw what the Texans did today, right? So it's pretty interesting to see. Like, we should be able to move the ball and actually run it well. I think we end up leaving this game averaging over 5 yards a carry on the ground. I really, really do. And so what you said about controlling the line of scrimmage and keeping Russell on the sideline is a very strong possibility. That was a very good key. So that was your first key, right? Was your second one about throwing because there's no rain, or were you just saying that in general?
I was just saying that in general. I like finally we have a clean weather issue. There's no issue with the weather. So you could potentially see the full offense with the balanced attack and not having to worry about, the ball slipping out of the hand, a heavy, wet ball that's hard to throw, clean exchange center, clean exchange to the running backs. It's just things that you don't have to worry about now, and just focus on getting this offense going.
Now, on the 49ers injury list or inactives, George Kittle's name was not on that list today. George Kittle is indeed playing. We heard about it earlier. Is George Kittle a major part, a focal point in the offense today in the passing game? I'm not going to say necessarily run blocking. We know what he's going to give us there. We know what he's going to give us in the run game. And again, that could be his job today. Keep us over that five yards a carry type thing, right? But do you think George Kittle plays a role in the passing attack for the 49ers today?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be in the middle of the field. Jimmy's strength, and I think it's kind of a weakness for the Broncos. You heard Benjamin Albright talk about the speed at the second level. They're not fast, and they're not that talented. They're good, solid linebackers, but Kittle matched up versus those guys attacking the deep center, like inside the hashes, in between the numbers. And let's not forget, their best defensive player is Simmons, the safety. He's out. So now that's another area where I think Caden Stearns, he mentioned, is going to take over as a starter. But look for the 49ers. If they're going to throw, attack that spot in the field. In that middle, you're going to see slants, shallow crossers. They're going to put pressure on the linebackers to see exactly where they are versus this type of offense.
Jaguile has a super chat here. He says, NBN, do you still think Wilson is starting running back 1? And I do. They're not going to let there's no way they're going to let Mac leapfrog 2 players on the depth chart. I think that this is definitely going to be a game where Wilson is RB1. And not for nothing, I think he's earned it. He's the best pass catching running back on the team. I think he's earned it, and he deserves to be that guy out there. So Wilson running back 1. I'm going to say Mason is running back 2 this game, and then they'll mix some stuff in there. I wish I could tell you guys what the strengths of Mac's running style is now. I haven't seen it in a couple of years. I haven't been paying attention to him. I know when he was first became a free agent from over in Indy, I really wanted him. This guy had nice twitch. He could run well, but he's not that person anymore. At least I don't think he is. Maybe he's found the fountain of youth. You know, a lot of times the system is what really helps. And I see Matt Moses saying Tico Raw, but Coleman is not active today. They did not bump him up from the practice squad. All right. So thank you, Jaguar, for that super chat. Tony, do you think Wilson will be running back one tonight? Maybe you think it's Mac.
No, I think right now he is. Going into the game, yes. But again, it goes off the hot hand with Kyle Shanahan. So it's going to see. Maybe he, maybe Mac does something. Maybe Mason comes in and does something. We don't know. But I will tell you this. It's going to be Wilson to begin with. I liked what I've seen from him in week 2. Week 1, throw it out because it was the Hurricane Chicago Bowl, but whatever. I like what I saw from him. So we're going to roll with Wilson. I think Mac gets sprinkled in, and we're going to see who Kyle chooses to go with in the second half or even in the second quarter of the game if something happens.
Yeah, our next super chat is coming in from Jashawn Page. Thank you so much for the super chat, JP. I really appreciate it. This is interesting to me because this is one of my overall keys to victory for the Niners. We have to have another game like we had last week. We had one accepted penalty, I should say, on the Niners last week. We have to have that same thing happen today. We can't have a lot of penalties. And let's flip it over to the defensive side of the ball. Jerry Jeudy is out there. Russell Wilson likes to throw the deep ball. He likes to throw intermediate and deep. The checkdowns will come occasionally, but we haven't really been tested with shots down the field. These are the things that people said Hufanga is going to struggle with, and fortunately for us, he hasn't been in that situation. Aside from leaving the refs out the game, and you can comment on that as well. How do you think Hufanga in that secondary plays today, going up against guys like Jeudy, who are very, very good route runners, good hands, and has some speed to go with it as well?
I think they're going. I said this on Real Talk, 9 Talk last night. I jumped on with them for a show, and I think this week they're going to try to test Hufanga. Hold on one second.
He is going to kill those kids. He's going to go complete apeshit on these kids. All right. So while Tony is wrangling them up over there, go ahead. He's back.
All right. Sorry about that. But I do think they're going to try to scheme something to test the safeties of this defense. I think they know what they have on the outside between Mosley and Travarius Ward or Mooney Ward. The tape don't lie versus Seattle. They got in their faces. They didn't give up much. But I do think they're going to see if Hufanga's cheating and jumping routes and trying to, get a head start in a route because of his speed. So I think they do take a shot at him and put him in a scenario where he needs to make a split decision. And I'm looking forward to that happen early in the game, to be honest with you. So, and yeah, like Niners for Life said, Judy's not 100 guys. Judy's not 100%, but he's still a speed guy, and he will go flying down the field. And to be honest with you, that could be the reason why he's active, just to run that 9 route or a deep shallow or a deep crosser or something, just to keep them honest back there to respect that speed.
We got a chance to see Hufanga playing at the line of scrimmage a lot, or close to it, throughout the last 2 games, and that's why he's racking up so many tackles. When the plays are in the backfield, he's there to help the corners, and when it's a run game, he's great in run support as well. This is going to be the biggest test for Hufanga in particular. Gibson, I'm not so much worried about. Tony, which one of the safeties do you think they keep deep throughout this game? Because I got a feeling we'll see some single high. I'm just curious as to which one you think will be the one that's back there, because the Niners they pride themselves on players being interchangeable and roles being not defined to this guy only does that now. So which one of these guys do you think when we switch to the single high it's going to be?
I think Gibson's going to be the deep safety because he's more experienced. I think he will be the deep safety in the single high, but I also think they're going to show a lot of cover 3 and pre-snap go to 2 deep. I think they're going to do that because I saw it happen a couple times versus Seattle, where you see Hufanga all the way up in the box, and just as Geno Smith called for the ball, he sprints back and they go too deep. So I think he's going to start. Oh my God, he's going to start masking coverages in this guy. Anthony, stop! In disguising coverages and trying to keep them honest. Mess with Russell Wilson. What? Oh, it's only Russell Wilson could trick with us? No. Let's mess with them. Let's see if they're on top of their game.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea a lot, man. Now, have all the games ended already? Yeah, all the games are over, right? The 4 o'clock. I'm looking at Red Zone now, and it looks like they're doing their touchdown montage. Shout out to Jacksonville too. Are the Chargers the biggest disappointment in the NFL every year?
No, I think Herbert's really hurt. I think he's really, really hurt, Mike. And he wasn't launching the ball. I saw one throw, and then I shut it off because I was going back and forth between the Green Bay game, which I thought was a pretty damn good game, and I was watching the Rams a little bit. But I really think he's hurt.
Interesting, man. Very interesting. Their defense, though, I understand your quarterback being hurt, but that defense letting up those kind of points to Jacksonville, look, I picked some upsets today. I'm patting myself on the back because I did this all making bets. I picked Jacksonville to win today. I picked Miami to win today. And what was the other team that I picked to win? There was another upset. And I had all three of them on my card. The problem is the Chiefs just blew it. The Chiefs absolutely blew my cards today, man. I was so upset about that. I was really, really upset about it. The Chiefs blew it. But either way, the NFL is very, very – the Colts, man. How do the Colts win? I didn't call that one. That's not one that I called. There was another upset that happened today. And this kind of goes to the point that football is football. I picked the Falcons over the Hawks as well. I did that too. I'm trying to remember what other game it was. There was another game that was an upset, and I was like, I told you. I called my buddy because he had me. I can't say what I was going to say because that's kind of illegal. But it is what it is. All right, let's talk about the defense. Give me a key to victory for the defense today. Well, I'll shut up. You can go first.
As far as the defense, I think they got to play discipline. I think this team is going to screen a lot. Use the screen game to neutralize our pass rush and getting into Russell Wilson's face. So expect Javonte Williams to have a similar performance to week 1 where he had 12 receptions. And I think 9 of them or 10 of them were on screen passes. So that's something to keep your eye on. I think they need to play disciplined, smart, sound assignment football. The linebackers are going to be a lot of stress on those guys today if they do run the screen game. And then other than that, they just need to play 49er football. Don't change what's working. You just got to adjust and play more disciplined versus a team that's going to try something to alleviate your strength. So that's all I have with that. But, they can't shoot themselves in the foot with stupid turnovers. I say hi, Nana. Hi. They can't shoot themselves in the foot, jumping off sides, defensive holding, pass interference, roughing the passers, face mask. Got to stay away from that. And you have to, if Russell Wilson breaks the pocket, do not dive at him because he's going to slide. So they have to play smart today.
Russell does slide, and he also likes to get out of bounds too. So that's one thing that I like about Russell Wilson. I really do enjoy, his style of running is pretty good. I think my key to victory is going to be with the Niners today is to force them to pass. That sounds silly because I think that's kind of playing into their strength. Letting them pass the ball, but make that run game absolutely abysmal. The problem is that we have to kind of get up enough points for them to actually abandon the run. I don't know if the Niners are capable of doing that. I don't know if they're going to have enough points on the board where we just make them abandon the run. Is that something that you see could possibly happen, Tony?
Meaning Denver abandon the run?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I think it's going to be a tighter game than what people are calling for, especially if they come with that balanced attack on the offensive side of the ball. But I don't know. I could be wrong. This defense could come out. The Niners could jump out to a 10, 14-point lead when it becomes one-dimensional, and they do have to abandon the run. So it all depends on what happens in the game and how the game flows to start this game out.
Family's leaving. All right. Yeah, so got to keep the penalties down, guys. Like Jashawn is saying here in the super chat, and I think I really am sold on them being able to stop the run. But Armstead being out, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it really, really worries me. We're going to need to see Kinlaw really step up and stick that middle of the, jam up the middle of the line. DJ Jones active today, right? So he's actually going to be out there as well. He knows the Niners run scheme. He knows it pretty well too. The benefit is DJ Jones hasn't played a lot against this offensive line. I don't know that he's ever gone up against Brendel. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in the scout team stuff, maybe he has gone up against Brendel, but I don't know if I know for sure he doesn't know anything about how Banks is playing this year, and he definitely doesn't know anything about how Burford is playing. Do you think DJ Jones makes a difference? Like, is he going to be a focal point? The Niners also should know his weaknesses as well and how to take advantage of them. So what do you think about that?
Well, I also think it's like kind of like how Kyle schemes to take Aaron Donald out of the game, right? I think Kyle could do it versus DJ Jones because he knows his strengths and he knows his weaknesses, like you said. Also, keep in mind, K'Wan Williams is there. Jonas Griffith is there. 3 former 49ers. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle. These guys are going to come in with a point to prove. I don't think it's hate versus the 49ers organizations because I think they do respect the 49ers. Anthony!
Okay. I promise you, they're not as loud as you think they are on the mic. It's not that bad.
So I think they do have a point to make. And it's not bad blood. They just want to, show their former team up. But I do think the Niners have something up their sleeve to counteract the former players on the defense.
I think that K'Wan Williams is someone that the Niners should target a lot in this game. There was a reason that the Niners were comfortable enough to move on from the Shark. And so they have to know that he's going to be out there in the slot, in the nickel downs. He's got to be someone that they go out there and take complete advantage of. What do you think about that? Of all the players, and I think they also have Mike Purcell, if I'm not mistaken. And Purcell made his claim to fame in a preseason game with the Niners, where a team went for the ball on the goal line like 4 times, and there was another penalty, and they got to do it all over again. I think that's how Purcell got his claim to fame. But what do you think about the matchup, and who would you put on Alexander? I mean, on K'Wan Williams. So if it's me, I'm putting the speedster Danny Gray on him. Jimmy's got to hit that ball out and up to the right. That's my opinion. How would you match up our players on him, or would you rather be someone else other than Danny Gray?
I mean, it could be a combination of Danny Gray, and it could be a combination of Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings is physically bigger than him and stronger than him, so he can outbody him. If you're looking for a slot fade, easy, guys, please. This is the last time I'm saying that you're going to get hurt. I don't want to see any of you get hurt. Please calm down. If you want to run a slot fade, Danny Gray's your guy. If you're looking for a possession receiver to pick up a 3rd and 5 over the middle, I'm sticking Jennings on him because he can body him. So it all depends on situational football and what Kyle's trying to accomplish out of it. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So I have everything set up over here for the game, for the actual show. So this is going to be a lot of fun, man. I just posted the link in WhatsApp, how everyone's going to join. Guys, we are going to have fireworks tonight if the Niners get in the end zone. We are going to have all kind of sound effects every time there's a touchdown. In addition to the fireworks going off, where's my fireworks sound? Fireworks going off. We're going to have the foghorn. And then when the refs are pissing us off, we're going to It's going to be a lot of fun. At least I think. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to have my sound effects because we're not doing it through StreamYard. So actually, forget everything I just said. But there still will be fireworks. So that is a visual thing. And I'm going to figure out how to do these things safely out here. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Our first show of many where we're going to have fireworks here. We got 5 of them. All right. Emmanuel says, are you going to live stream the game? The game is on. It's a national game, so you guys don't need us. However, we will be doing it live on Patreon. So if you aren't a member of the Patreon community, make sure you guys head on over there, okay? It's patreon.com/NB9ERS. Go ahead and join. It's already there. The show is already scheduled and everything. You guys should be able to see that if you head on over there. It's scheduled for 8:20 start time, which is when the game is set to start as well. We'll probably jump in there a little bit early just to work out the kinks of the show and everything and get that going earlier on. But it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I just want to remind you guys to be patient, all right? Who did the Cardinals end up losing, if I'm not mistaken. So that means that the Rams are 2-1, and everyone else in the division only has 1 win. The Niners have an opportunity here to still be back in first place if we handle business. The Rams are the only team in the division with 2. Mike is asking me a question here. Sorry. All right. So cool. We have another super chat here. A couple of super chats that I missed actually, so I apologize about that. Let me see. Let me make sure that's all of them here. Oh, wait, we didn't read this one here. Alan Walker, thanks for the super chat, says, get hella hyphy. What does this hashtag KOTM stand for? I've seen this before. And then he has Jimmy Jesus. King of the Mountain? King of the Midwest?
I don't know.
Anybody out there know what this stands for? Alan, if you're still in here, man, let us know. I'm going to put it back up when someone types the definition of it, all right? OG Bobby Turner. He says here 49ers for life. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Johnson. I really do appreciate it. All right. Absolutely, it's Niners for life, man. Win, lose, or draw, we are going to be here celebrating the 49ers in all their glory all season long. It does not matter how this thing shakes out. And Jaguar was back with another super chat here. This is going to be a good one here for Tony and I to break down. He has here over or under 3 long shots to Danny Gray. That's going to be a very, very important one. And he specified Danny Gray. Oh, Kittle over the middle. That's what it means. All right. I was saying King of the Mountain, King of the Midwest. All right. Tony, what do you think there, man? Over under 3 long shots to Danny Gray from Jimmy Garoppolo.
Under. I think it's under.
I think that's a problem. It needs to be more. And now, you know what? I'm going to agree with the under for one reason. He says Danny Gray in particular. I think we take a couple of shots with Gray, 1 or 2. I think we take a couple of shots with Ayuk as well. And I think we also take a shot to Debo deeper than 15 down the field as well. So I don't know if you consider that a long shot or not, but I think we see a couple of them this game. We have to try to keep them honest. And Jimmy looked good making some of those downfield throws last week. We got to feed on that. We have to continue to let that work and let it take care of itself. All right. Let's go for about 5 more minutes. All right. Let's go for about 5 more minutes. We'll wrap this thing up at the hour mark, and then we'll head on over to the Patreon and all that and try to get all that set up and running and making sure that we're flowing smoothly over there. Okay. Tony, what else is there that you want to discuss about the 49ers here? I'm going to put this one back up here because that was the last, the bigger super chat there. Kittle over the middle. I like it. Now I know what it stands for. So my apologies, guys. As a Niners fan, I should know that, right? That tells you how much I look at Twitter.
I'm looking for them just to play a smart football game. I want them to come in like week 1. There was a question about if that team overlooked the Bears. Were they 100% prepared because of the lack of preseason and all the rules and restrictions now with the NFL? The first week of the NFL regular season is the 4th preseason game. So week 2, they came out, they did what they had to do, business as usual. And I'm just looking for that to carry over into this game, right? I want it to be the business as usual attitude. I want them to see come in and be successful, sustain drives, continue to gel with the offensive line. I want to see the corners keep doing their things, the defense as a total unit do their things. And that's basically what I'm looking for. I just want them to come out and just take this one game at a time. And business, it's a business trip. Go out, do your business, get off the field, and you go to your next game. That's what I'm looking for. And I want to see if Kyle can regain the rhythm in the offense. As far as past the first 15 to 18 scripted plays, I want to see this offense try to keep the rhythm, if you will. Now, it's going to look a lot different than it would with Trey. We're going to say that because Jimmy's now there due to Trey being hurt. But I just want to see – I don't want to see the drop-off. Like, I don't want to see, like, it goes stale. I don't want to see Jimmy coming off the field shaking his head like he's done for the 5-6 years that he's been here. I want to see everyone locked in, dialed in, focused, and just take this as a business trip and go out there and play the way we know they could play and that coaching staff expects them to play. And if I think they could do that, I think they could walk out of here with a W. But if they come in here cocky and over arrogant, they can get slapped in the face real quick. Then it's going to be how do they respond to being slapped in the face. So there's two sides. There's the positive side, and then there's the negative side where they come out and get slapped in the face. But now you want to see how they respond. So that's where I'm at with this. But most of all, no injuries. I don't want no more injuries. I want it to be a clean, penalty-free game. Listen, I'll take one. I'll run with it. They went from 12-1 from week 1 to week 2. Listen, that's coaching. I'm 100% with it. I just want to see that part of it transition over to the next game and just play a smart, clean game, injury-free. And they should do what they should do and should win. But that's why they play the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let me just ask you a couple of quick questions here, and then we'll go ahead and get going. Who has the first rushing touchdown for the Niners today? This is probably the hardest question I'm going to ask you because it could be Debo, it could be Mason, it could be any of the running backs, right? Hell, we might even see it.
A quarterback sneak.
A QB sneak. It could even be someone like Juice or Danny Gray on one of those handoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is tough. Who do you think is the first one for today?
I'm going to go Debo.
Oh. All right. 1.5. Over under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm just doing something in my head. Hold on.
No, you're good, bro.
To watch for sure, but now it's time for the Sunday Night Game Club presented by Progressive. And Chris, you're looking at that Dolphins defense.
I could see 2, and the reason why I'm going to say I think I could see 2 is because you're going to see the bubble screen in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be one, and then a dump off in the red zone could be the second one.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
I don't think over though. I don't think over 2. If you said 2, I'd say under. Or I'd say push. Obviously, I don't think it goes over.
No, that's why I said it at 1.5. That's the magic number right there. All right, sacks for the 49ers defense today. I'm going to just set it at 2.5. Just 2.5 sacks today. Russell's a smart guy. He'll throw the ball away. I've seen him fall into the ground and just like shuffle past it really quick, you know. What do you think happens there? 2.5 sacks for the 49ers.
I'm going over.
Take the over. All right, what about the other way around? I'm going to set it for 2.5 for the Broncos as well.
I'm going to go – you can't push 2.5, so I'm going to go under because I think it's going to be very quick. It's going to be running and getting the ball out of his hand quick.
All right. So, you want to know what's weird? A lot of people are saying how great the Dolphins are, right? And if you look at the stats from that game, Tony, the Dolphins got dominated. Time of possession, 40 minutes to 20 minutes. First down for the Bills, 31 to the Dolphins, 15. Total yards, the Bills had almost 500 yards, right? The Dolphins barely had over 200, 212. You have offensive plays. The Bills had 90, right? The Dolphins only had 39 offensive plays. The Bills punted just one time in that whole game. The Dolphins punted 5 times, yet they won that game. That feels like our week 1 game against the Bears. Like, we dominated every facet of the game except the final score. This doesn't mean that the Bills are a bad team. Doesn't mean that the Bills are being overrated or anything like that. And I think the same can be said for the Niners. A lot of people really flipped out when they saw, what the final score was, but we did everything right in that game except the penalty. So it's interesting. Total passing attempts for Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm going to set it at 22.5 over under.
I think if this game goes as I think it's going to go, and I think as Kyle wants it to go, I'm going 22 attempts. I think if he breaks 30, it's the same thing as last year. Under 25, the Niners are good. Over 30, that's when things get in trouble, when they become one-dimensional, right? And that's because of the situation with Jimmy.
So you think it would be more attempts?
I think the lower the attempts, the better the offense will be. The more what's the word am I looking for? It's like not successful. I don't know the word.
Like, describe what are you talking about? Like, if they
stay the number that you gave me, that means the more the offense will be more successful, I guess you could say.
Right.
Because it's more of a balanced attack, where if it becomes a one-dimensional attack and it's more of Jimmy throwing 30, 35 times, I think that's where they can get in trouble.
I got you. I see what you're saying. All right, cool. So listen, guys, that's going to do it for us here on
Efficient. That's the word.
Efficiency. Okay, there you go. There it is. Okay. I see what you're saying. It's more efficient. Okay. Were there any questions that you had for me or anything else that you wanted to discuss before we head on over to Patreon? And guys, you guys can see that link. It's right there. I was trying to point with one hand both ways. It's right there. Look at that. There it is. That's the link right there, guys. Patreon.com/NB Niners. Head on over there. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we jump on over there, Tony?
No. Let's just see. I'm excited. I think this is a good test for the 49ers. Prime time on the road. Denver's going to be loud. They do have a lot of fans in that stadium, and that stadium does get loud, and they're going to be fired. Is this their first home game, I believe? Is this their home opener?
Let me see. Week 1 was Monday night at Seattle. No, they played last week at Texans.
So I was going to say, if it was a home opener, I would say that place will be rocking, which is a good test, but our defense will have to do their job and take the crowd out of it. But, I'm just excited. I want to see them perform, and my thoughts. I just want to see this game already. I've been waiting all damn day.
I like it, man. Let's head on over there to the other page. You guys know how it works here. We're going to sign out now. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful.
We're out of here, guys. 1.
We all gas, no brakes, pumped up, no fakes. We spinning, we winning, we high stakes. We never miss, we all makes. Look at us dudes trying to prove